Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pensacola Super Speedway for the 24th race in the 2019 NRSL Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series season. First off, big disclaimer, I might get a phone call. I don't know. I might not get a phone call. Um, I expect this race to take an hour and a half. So, with that said, there you go. In case I have to suddenly cut a recording clip to take a phone call, that is why. Anyways, to the starting lineup, Zach Flickinger and Tony Green on the front row. William Brock, Cole Deaver in row 2. Seth Cole, William Flickinger, row 3. Row 4, Kev Shearer and Dylan Young. And in row 5, Marty Johnson and Ace Rogers. Oh, excuse me. Coming into the race tonight, Nico Tringale has locked himself into the round of 4 with his win last week at Darlington. That leaves 3 open slots between 7 drivers. Currently holding those spots is Johnny Gardner, Jonathan Zorlin, and Nate Rogers. Gardner with 12 points over Zorlin and 16 over Nate. The 4 out are Cole Deaver, Rob Evans, Ryan Brommer, and Jose Mills. Deaver sits 13 points behind Nate Rogers. Evans is 28 back, Brommer 30, and Mills 32. So Evans, Brommer, and Mills are going to need a lot of help if they want to get one of those spots. Actually looking here, Johnny Gardner is looking pretty good, 29 points above Cole Deaver. So this is going to be an interesting super speedway race because of it only being a 2-race round and half the drivers having a really good race and half of them doing average. Well, Deaver did average and everyone else was terrible. It's definitely going to be an interesting event. To watch out for here, we decided our Final Four for the trucks tomorrow night. That consists of 2 Toyotas, a Chevy, and a Ford. No, wait. Was it 2 Chevys? Chevy, Ford, Toyota. No, so it's 2 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota for the truck series. Cup Series, we've got at least 1 Audi confirmed to go for the title. Remember, Cup Series, both championships have gone to Ford. So let's see what kind of Final Four setting we get. Let's go trackside for the command.
Y'all come say it with me. Drivers, start your engine!
We had 2 accidents in the truck race yesterday. Did somebody get stuck? Or was somebody just slow to get going? There's nobody on pit road. So it looks like we're good to go. Kev Shearer and someone else had slowed. Speaking of Pensacola race winners, James Qualls won here in 2017. Seth Cole won here in 2018. And this is the first year Pensacola is hosting 2 super speedway events. I forget if it's going to host 2 next year or not. Winning this race earlier this season was Kev Shearer. It was his first career win. He won it during a day race. Let's see, is he going to show us that he can sweep this thing? It would certainly be interesting. As a quick heads up, we have never had one driver win 2 super speedway races over, oh man, what are we up to now? 2017 we had 4 super speedway races, or was it 5, 6, something like that. 6, I don't remember. We're up to a lot of one-off super speedway winners. So let's see if I can count them up. Zach Flickinger, Cole Deaver, Seth Cole, Kev Shearer, Johnny Gardner, John Arndt, Peter Sands, Jonathan Zorlin. It's 8. Rob Evans is 9. Qualls is 10. And Parker 11. Gray 12. And that's it. We've got 12 super speedway winners in the field. So you do the math. That's there's a 2 out of 7 chance we get a 2-time super speedway winner tonight. At the same time, it's a 5 out of 7 chance that we don't. I'm trying to think what the percentage on that is. Let's pull up the phone here. Zach Flickinger holding on to the lead for now. So we go to the trusty calculator. It's a 28 and a 29% chance we do. So 71% chance we have a new super speedway winner as Kev Shearer will lead lap 1. This race known to give us great finishes, but also giant wrecks. And if you're one of the playoff 7 that are not locked in, you do not want to be in a wreck. Also speaking unofficially, All-Star race winner Marty Johnson is in this field. That's 13 if you count William Flickinger's showdown win. That's 14. I forget who won the showdown in 2018 and 2017. I know the All-Star winners were Alexander Rowe and Deanna Jones, both of which not in the field. So Kev Shearer leading here already at the track he won at. Wow, geez, 2-3 months ago already. Johnny Gardner up to second that time in line. Jose Mills knowing he needs to get a good finish. He wants to be at the front of the field when disaster strikes. Nate Rogers right behind him. Right now you look at the points in all 3 rookies that remain from the 4 rookies that made the chase. They're all in the bottom split. Remember, Kukulon was eliminated after Papyrus. As Jose Mills is going to go for the lead on Kev Shearer. He's got the support of Nate Rogers, who probably does not want to see him lead this lap. But Jose Mills will lead as we have our first caution of the night. And that was a wreck in turn 1. Are they going to be able to slow it down safely? Oh, I don't know if they will. There's some 4 wide, and Rob Evans is in a danger spot, and he gets turned up the track. Deaver has nobody. Oh, Brommer is flipping. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dylan Young, James Qualls, Peter Sands in the initial accident. But Brommer and Evans are destroyed. Dylan Young included. McIntyre, Deaver got a piece of it. Sorlin might have got a piece of it. They were 4 wide, and it was going to be interesting who made it through that. Gardner, Nate Rogers, and Mills confirmed to have made it through. Oh boy, and that's not the way you want to get eliminated. So lap 4, everyone's going to pit here. We're going to cut away, take a look at the initial accident and then the second accident after we took the caution flag. All right, here we go. This is what we're looking at, a 4 wide situation with Peter Sands, James Shelley, Sebastian Kukulon, and Zach Flickinger. And Sands and Kukulon are just going to get together, and they go down the track. This is the first time we've seen people go down. They side slam James Shelley. Kukulon's going to save it. That sends Sands into the 1 again, and that spins him out, and he comes straight up the track into James Qualls, who has nowhere to go. Hard lick. Qualls locks it down as he sends himself up into the outside wall. Sands again. He hits the outside wall. And, man, just at the back of the field of all places, Sands and Qualls with bad luck Shelley and Kukulon keep it straight and going. Now, we had an accident at the start finish line, and it started with Rob Evans and William Brock. Right there, Ace Rogers and Caleb Hoffman about wrecked it. But they were going 4 wide in this big pack here, and it was just bound for something bad to happen. Everyone's all uneven. So as we watched, and this is what has put Evans in a tough situation for the race. So they're 4 wide. And right about here, I think, is where Hoffman starts coming down. Waiting. These closer, and there's the contact. Evans gets into Ferranti first. That sends him up into Ace Rogers. Evans clips Tony Green. Riggleman gets spun. Flickinger and Jackson almost died too. They go down into the grass to avoid all of this insanity. And back here comes Dylan Young down the track. Andrew Miller nowhere to go. John Arndt gets clipped by Evans. There's Sorlin making contact. There's Brommer, McIntyre, Kukulon, and others. Cole Deaver slams the brakes, and then Brommer starts barrel rolling. And that is what's going to end his night and chances at a playoff. Just a underpacing accident gone wrong. Oh, wow, that's kind of weird. So let's take it on board with Rob Evans and Ryan Brommer. On board with Rob Evans as he lifts for the yellow flag. The ball goes out the window, and Deaver came really close to hitting him. Inside the cockpit of Ryan Brommer's car, you can see he was all the way at the back of this. And where does the disaster start? He has no idea. He thinks they're all going to be good. And then, boom, there's smoke, and he just slams the brakes, and McIntyre clips him, and then Kukulon sends him flipping. Just that small contact with the tires balancing between the apron and such. That upset Brommer's car the most. And with that, we'll take you to the restart. All right, we're getting ready to go back racing. Out of the race, James Qualls, Peter Sands. 2 super speedway winners, so we're down to 10 winners left. Brommer has, I knew it, he flipped. There was no way he was continuing. So Ryan Brommer, the 2-winner rookie prodigy who won at road course races, including the Pensacola road course, is going to be the first of the confirmed 4 eliminated. Dylan Young, Sebastian Kukulon also out of the race. 3 cars, 1 lap down. Tony Green, Rob Evans, and William Flickinger. So Evans in 36th. He's not out, but he's not looking good. What he's going to want to have happen is he's going to want to fall all the way back out of this pack. And when the next wreck occurs, he's going to want to miss it. Looking at the bottom of the order, Deaver is 32nd. Sorlin is 26th. Those are the bottom 4. Tringale does not count. Top 10 rundown. Kev Shear back in the lead. TJ Hanley 2nd. Gardner 3rd. Mills 4th. And Nate Rogers 5th. Right now it looks like these could be the 3 advancing, depending what happens. Phil Parker 6th. Jay Jefferson 7th. Curtis 8th. Mendez 9th. And Patrick 6th. Rounds out the top 10. We know Green and Evans have damage. Is anyone else at McIntyre without a hood? Everyone else looks good. William Flickinger is just coming out of pit road as they come to take the restart. We'll have 53 laps to go. And you can see Evans already clearly slow. He's going to be in the way, but if he can just survive, and try and see if they get in an accident. That should help him out big time. Oh man, he is really off pace and in the way though. He is going to be a big time roadblock the rest of the evening. You can just see already many drivers getting held up, but none of the drivers he wanted to hold up. As Johnny Gardner's looking for that top spot. Mills all the way up top, 3 wide. So there's William Flickinger, came out of pit road. I believe he's either 1 or 2 laps down. But a split due to the 88 of Rob Evans. Kev Shear will lead after 1 lap. And William Flickinger indeed 1 lap down. TJ Hanley wasting no time is going to go for the top spot. Curtis, Jefferson, and Fitzwater right behind him. As DJ Curtis will go for the race lead. How about William Brock up here in the top 5? Was very strong at Dega. He's been strong the past few weeks. As Curtis will lead at the start-finish line. We are on lap 10 of this race. As you can see, that second pack closing in behind Nate Rogers. There's Tringale. He's already locked in. Another win wouldn't hurt him, though. Sorlin, 23rd. Trying to stay alive. There's Deaver. He looks like he's up to speed, and this is the back end of this pack trying to keep up. So we've got 28 cars in the pack. Zach Flickinger, Andrew Miller, Alex Ferranti, Caleb Hoffman all losing. McIntyre with damage, and Evans clearly with damage. He's barely getting to 200. James Shelley's all the way back here. He's up to speed more than the 1. William Flickinger looks like he's pretty okay. I'm wondering if there was a pit road incident that got him stuck on pit road. The leaders will catch him shortly. Phil Parker leads at the line. He's side by side with Jay Jefferson for the lead. So far looking pretty tame. You know, 1 accident. As a reminder, looking at the point standings coming in, the 4 out were Deaver, Evans, Brommer, and Mills. As they stand, Deaver would still be out. Evans, we know, would be out. And, Mills is doing what he needs to do. He's up here at the front of the field. But how about 2 Stewart-Haas cars to the front of the field? Rumor has it they're downscaling to a 2-car operation next year. Numbers reported are 4 and 14. The 4 won the Daytona 500 in 2017. It has not won a race since. And the 14 has did win 2 races in 2017, but that car has not won since. Both seats are rumored to be open. Hoffman not returning, but meanwhile, Mendez and Parker will battle for the top spot. As the dog stares at me from the hallway. Yawn. And they're going to catch William Flickinger here. It's Johnny Gardner creeping up. Alex Gray, man, one of the best drivers who did not make the playoffs. Could he be looking for that first win on the year in his 2nd Super Speedway win? Charles Sandford creeping up on the bottom. Nico Tringale, Jessica Shelton. And this pack is getting rowdy. So Mendez is going to get a good amount of draft here from William Flickinger as he moves to the inside. That'll put William 2 laps down in 37th. He should be able to get up to speed. It looks like he's fast enough to keep up. So it looks like Evans and Shelley will be the 2 cars mostly in the way. Same with Levi McIntyre. Hoffman lost draft. So Ferranti, Zach Flickinger, and Miller in their own little group. It looks like they're mostly up to speed. They're just not in the main draft. John Arndt has lost the draft. Sorlin, Jackson, and Alves are riding back here. Deaver, Green, Seth Cole, and Oskin trail this mega group. So looks like Deaver and Sorlin might have some damage after all. Looks like they're going pretty fast single file. But probably just trying to stay out of danger. But when cars go up the track, they tend to come back down the track. Meanwhile, battle for the lead again. Alex Gray going to go by Edwin Mendez. Gray won back at Daytona in 2017. He won the summer race. Back then, Gray won 2 races that season at Kansas first in the spring and then at Daytona in the summer. So Gray looking to maybe get back to victory lane. Mills right behind them. Could Jose Mills lead a lap? So far tonight, he has. Could he try and lead the most laps? He did lead those laps, a lap or 2 under caution. But here they come to the start-finish line. Mills will lead another one. So we had the first accident on lap 2 or 3. We are going to be closing in on that first green flag pit stops. If we get there, theoretically, we should go green to the finish. Mills and Gray will battle side by side. They're going to catch Rob Evans soon. And now William Brock will make it 3 wide. And we are 4 wide at the front of the field. Alex Gray trying to back out of that situation. William Brock will lead. Oh man, they're going to catch 2 lap down, maybe 3. Looks like Shelley and Evans are getting draft off the 99. But it looks like William Brock and the others are going to catch them first. And they will have to slow down. Oh man, this is insane. Evans is causing so much of a pileup. You can see Gardner straight to the bottom trying to get through that immediately as they'll put past Shelley. That's going to really single up this line. So Evans blocking one line, Shelley the other. And next will be McIntyre. Ooh, and McIntyre holds up William Brock. As now Ace Rogers got to lead that lap because Brock had to check up a wee bit more. Hanley gets held up big time. William Flickinger, as predicted, up to speed in this pack. So who gets held up from this? Oh man, McIntyre holding up a good amount of people. Looks like Tringale was held up. Nate Rogers and Jose Mills. That's going to help someone like Jonathan Zorlin. Now people getting really big draft runs. And I think pit stops are coming up. Oh yeah, people are moving around like they're going to pit. Patrick Sick, the first one down. Phil Parker will follow him in the pit road. Couldn't really tell who else came down there. Oskin, Gray, Devers down. Okay, so Cole Deaver pitting here on the lap 20 group. Everyone will have to pit probably 2 more times. Ace Rogers leading, Johnny Gardner up here. One thing you don't want to do if you're a playoff driver, run out of gas. That is definitely one thing you don't want to do, but there's really only one lane to get into pit road here. So Ace Rogers will lead that second line down. Gardner stays out. He's got a good amount of people staying out with him, though. Nate Rogers will pit. Sorlin coming down. Looks like he was able to dive it in decently well. Evans staying out for the time being. Mills is by himself in 5th. That's not good for the 18. As the leaders are coming out behind people coming out of pit road. Gardner, you can see in the lead. Nico Tringale, Seth Cole, Mark Riggleman. And I'd want to get down if I was the 42. Looks like all these drivers will pit. Seth Cole will stay out. He might run out of fuel. It's Johnny Gardner already hitting the start-finish line for pit road. Jose Mills pits as well. Seth Cole gets to stay out. It looks like he'll be fine. Oh, he checked up, but no, he will get down here. So Seth Cole will survive after all. It's the midst of this pack. There's Deaver and Sorlin. Now Sorlin knows he was in coming in. One thing that might scare him right now is the 18 of Mills. Depending where that 18 car comes out. There he is. Remember, he was all by himself in the draft. So it looks like he'll fall back to those guys. Tringale coming out. William Flickinger. Oh man, this is so dangerous. There's Gardner right behind Ace Rogers and Jay Jefferson. This is the leaders right here. As I've done so much commentating lately that my throat's getting all scratchy. Or dry. It's getting dry. I need to drink water. There's Seth Cole. Jefferson will pass him for the race lead. Last year, Seth Cole won this race to advance to the Final Four. This year, he's looking to win it because it would be his second win of the season. So he emerges up on the track. Interesting characters up here. In this top 10, Quentin Moore, Brock, Fitzwater, Downey. Downey's got one top 10 on the year, no top 5s. We talked about Phil Parker. Got his first top 10 and top 5 last week at Darlington, finishing 5th. Parker obviously maybe now looking for a win. Downey probably looking for a good finish as well. So these 5 race behind. They've caught Caleb Hoffman, who we know is down on speed. Ace Rogers out front. Gardner second, Jefferson in third. Gardner managed to finish second last week. All he's got to do now, since he's at the front of these draft groups, is just finish strong. And he's getting a huge run on Ace Rogers right now. He might get a lap led here. Will Jefferson snag him of it? It looks like Gardner will get a lap led, so that'll help the 7. And now Jefferson will look back to the inside, and Gardner will most likely fall back here. There's a big train of cars right behind him. Talked about Fitzwater, early exit for him from the playoffs. Mark Riggleman in the top 10, and Nate Rogers right up here. So Nate looking pretty good. He had a good race last week. Tringale with the win in 15th. So it looks like Curtis and the others are trying to draft their way up there. If they stay single file, they should get it. And of course, TJ Hanley's making a move. Jose Mills running 19th right now. He needs to get back up there and try and get a top 5. Cole Deaver and Sorlin are right at the trail of this pack with him. Deaver first man out. He came in 13 points behind Nate Rogers. Sorlin is 25 points ahead of him. Oh no, wait. Sorlin is 17 points ahead of him. My mistake. I misread the point standings. So, Gardner's looking pretty good. Sorlin's right next to him, but that's 17 points to tie Sorlin. Sorlin's got 3 wins on the year. But it looks like Sorlin's damaged in losing this draft. As they catch Caleb Hoffman, this is going to hold them up. Lucky for them, Tringale and Oskin were held up as well. It's up at the front. Gatlin Downey led a lap last time by. We missed it, but now Alex graded the lead as they'll catch Rob Evans again. It's not looking good for the 88. Most likely what he'll want to see is 14th to 25th close up to this first pack. That's going to be difficult to see occur. Several more drivers now a lap down. William Flickinger up to 36 because of the 88 being 2 down. As they'll catch the 88 again, they'll put him 3 down. Now this might be the best thing because, ooh, everyone's going to have to stop here. James Shelley's up ahead. So Gray clears first. Downey, Seth Cole, Moore, and Jefferson. As all the playoff drivers get held up, Parker moves low. That's now going to hold up Nate Rogers. Gardner will fly by on the top side. That big pack of cars is closing up. Evans will move to the middle and let them by. So we'll see how this second pack deals with the 88 afterwards, because I believe the leaders are catching James Shelley. Seth Cole, Jay Jefferson leading the pack at the front of the field. So it looks like a decent amount of people got by Evans easily. As Jefferson and the others will catch James Shelley right off the corner. Jefferson dives low. Everyone just kind of splitting the one car. Fitzwater's going to look for the lead. Now here comes William Brock. Several drivers slowing up. But Curtis, Mills, Miller, they got by very fast. We'll see if they're able to draft their way up there. There's James Shelley. Oh, Shelley's going to block Andrew Miller. No, he gets under him. Deaver, it definitely looks like Deaver's got some damage. So it looks like Curtis, Mills, and Miller might catch up to the main pack here. They're all pretty strung out. It's Johnny Gardner leading again, side by side with Patrick Sick. Pit stop's probably about 5 laps away yet again. Johnny Gardner got his lone super speedway win last season at Armory Digital. As they'll catch McIntyre again. And then they might lap John Arndt for the first time. Looks like Zach Flickinger should get lapped. Ooh, Gardner's going to go high here. Oh, Gardner's going to get a huge lead. That's going to hurt him in the long run here. Let's see who else gets held up by the 99. As Jose Mills is going by on the bottom. And that's big for someone like Sorlin who's been struggling tonight. Nate Rogers is only 4 points behind the 5 in the standings. He's got that distance covered right now. What are you doing, dog? McIntyre holding up Ace Rogers continuously. Ooh, he almost pulled down on Charles Sandver. There's Deaver. Just kind of riding in 20th right now. As you can see, Sorlin has lost. He's stuck in 26th. Deaver hasn't gained enough to pass him, but Nate Rogers sure has. Nate came in 4th. Right now he's definitely 3rd behind Gardner. And then if Mills finishes high enough, he might just sneak into the Final 4. And we're going to go 4 wide. The teammate's putting him in the middle 4 wide. No way, he backs out. Do we have pit stops happening? Jefferson leading. Brock making a move. And we do. Patrick Sick dives to pit road. As my dog heads back to sunbathe, I think. So Jose Mills is in 3rd place right now. This is where you want to be. Remember, Sorlin's in 26th. Now, is that going to be where he finishes? Oh, he's lost the draft enough to be stuck there if they go green to the end. 26 gives you 17 points. It's a 40 difference if you win the race and lead the most laps. Is that enough for someone like Jose Mills to do? Parker and Gray are going to dive down pit road. Let's see, Mills came in 32 behind Nate Rogers. 36 behind Sorlin. So if Sorlin finishes where he is, which is 17 points, Jose Mills will need to win this race to advance. Does my math right? 36, 17, 36 is 53 points, and you can't get 53 points finishing 2nd. You got to win the race. So points won't matter for Jose Mills in regards to Sorlin unless he starts falling some more. Unless Sorlin falls some more position, Mills is going to have to win to get in. As to see, the pit strategies are very spread out. It's going to be interesting who takes the least amount of fuel at the end of the race. Gardner leading, Miller going to pull up on him. Jose Mills, as I believe Gardner's going to pit this time by. Is he going to be able to get down? Wow, look at that. Miller's going to jump up for him. Gardner and Jefferson will pit. Mills and Seth Cole stay out, so they're the leaders right now. They have to slow up big time for that, though. But they still have draft in front of them. So they're the first 2 to stay out. The longest, I don't know if anyone else is still not pit. Tringale maybe Fitzwater. Mills will fly by Quentin Moore. So you can see he's getting a huge draft run right now. Let's see if they pit. They'll be coming to 23 to go. Yep, slowing down already. Mills and Seth Cole. And nobody else stayed out. There's Gardner. Evans going by him. That's a teammate to the 7. So Gardner and Jefferson leading. Riggleman, Fitzwater, and lap car William Flickinger come out. They're coming out behind William Brock as there's the main pack. Curtis Downey, Hanley, Parker, Gray, Miller and Sick. Ooh, the power just flickered. That's interesting. So there goes Evans down the pit road. That hurt Jefferson big time. He had to stop. Johnny Gardner had to stop too. Oh, William Brock and Jefferson almost wrecked hard. Oh, they saved that. That was probably a heart in the throat moment. That's really going to hurt them. As Gardner and the others catch aren't. There's Seth Cole and Mills. Are they going to be going fast enough to clear Aren't? Seth Cole will not. Downey making a move. He's got nowhere to go. Gardner will pass the 05. Jose Mills won't even have to deal with the 05. So Zach Flickinger, Ferranti, they're next. And then maybe Austin Alves, he might go a lap down. As Kev Shearer will pass Jonathan Zorlin for 26th. So put Zorlin to 27th. Remember, tiebreakers, we go off most wins on the season, not round finishes like they do in real life. It's a different scenario here. What would it mean if Zorlin did not make it? So I keep hitting the pace car. It looks like Evans will be caught first again. Gatlin Downey to the lead. Jose Mills still in this pack. As they catch Evans, it's a 14-car lead lap car field. And Curtis and Mills get held up. Oh, Jose Mills, that's big time trouble. They really had to slam the brakes. Parker, Brock, and Arndt slam it as well. And that's going to send them back to this group. And Cole Deaver's in here. Oh, and Curtis still getting held up by the 88. Mills, Arndt, Brock, and Parker will keep driving. They might be close enough to catch this pack if they keep going double file. Battle for the lead. TJ Hanley had it. Gray got the run. He made the move. How about Andrew Miller up here looking for career win number 1? I don't even know if he's going to return next season. TJ Hanley, sophomore driver who performed well last year, made the playoffs, not so much this year. Could he get his first career win at Pensacola? We hit the line, it was 20 to go. Jose Mills, though, man, he's just got to win this race if he wants to be in the Final Four. If he wins it, he'll be the only rookie. Brahmer retired from his flip, and Evans has so much damage. There's no way Evans can possibly make it now. Unless Gardner, Nate Rogers, and Sorlin got in a crash, and it took out a ton of people. As we're going to go 4 wide, so, you know, maybe we will. Since there's no one behind Hanley, however, the 4 wide is short-lived. As it looks like Phil Parker and the others have indeed lost the draft. So that hurts Jose Mills. His only hopes is that these guys hit another pack of another slow car. Just like this, James Shelley. And there it is. Gray has to slow up the whole field. Depending which lane Shelley is in when they catch back up, that will determine if Mills is able to stick with him. Patrick Sick, his teammate, will go to the lead for now. Seth Cole, Jefferson, Gardner, Fitzwater, Hanley, and lap car William Flickinger. And there's Mills. He's on the bottom. Ooh, Andrew Miller is going to go peeking, and that makes it 3 wide. There's Jose Mills. Ooh, but Phil Parker puts him to the middle, and Shelley's blocking all of them now. It's a pyramid. It literally looks like a pyramid from this angle. And so much for that. Miller and William Flickinger, I think, are going to lose them. Oh, no, they might keep up. I don't know about the others, though. Patrick Sick in the lead. Jay Jefferson peaking low. You've got two super speedway winners up here in the form of Seth Cole and Johnny Gardner. The rest haven't won at a super speedway. Fitzwater, though, has won in his career. He'd be looking for win number 2 on the season if he gets it done tonight. William Flickinger, Andrew Miller, and lap car Sack Flickinger draft up here. Parker, Deaver, and others, they're trying to stay up. Man, these guys are flying right now. I think they're going to be all right. It's going to be close. They're catching Alex Ferranti and then Levi McIntyre. Fitzwater hits the brake. Jefferson will pass Ferranti on the high side. And then he'll stay up there to pass the 99. And everyone else will slow up. So this might be Jose Mills' chance. The pack was down to 7. McIntyre holds up the entire bottom line. And now they're all going to catch up. Now he goes to the middle. And he will be put to the top. And Jose Mills on the bottom. He got lucky. Jose Mills got very lucky right there. Patrick Sick in second. Jefferson in the lead. He got way too far out in front. 15 laps to go. They are going to be in the window. Seth Cole making a move on Hanley. That's for third as they get huge runs on Jefferson. They're all going to slow up here. Evans next on the list yet again. How about Jay Jefferson leading this race? He's been the best driver who did not make the playoffs. Let's see, in case anyone's pitting this time by, which nobody is. Look at the point standings. We haven't really talked about this, but on the outside the chase battle, top non-chaser, Jefferson has a 10-point gap over Sack Flickinger. Gray 15th, 6th, 16th, then Johnson, Sanford, Jackson, and Shelton. That's 13th to 20th in the point standings. So a win would definitely help Jefferson for that battle. But it looks like for now Seth Cole will pass for the lead. Johnny Gardner is going to make a move. Andrew Miller, here comes Jose Mills. He's a man on a mission. Man, will Jose Mills get it done? Remember, Mills won the race back at Boston after what was going to thought have been a good too long pit stop cycle. Ended up being a long and then a short stop. So Mills gets to lead another lap. I don't know if he's led the most laps or not. Sorlin sits 27th. It doesn't really matter. Mills wins the race he's in. I keep thinking about the points difference, which is so stupid. But if Mills wins the race, he'll advance. Gardner should be good. He's been up here all day, or I mean all night, excuse me. Where's the 83 at? Okay, the 83 is 21st. Nate Rogers might fall too far down. He won't have the points gap over Sorlin. It's 6 points right now. Ferrani dives down pit road, and a lot of these guys had to hit the brake, and that really separated them from the leaders. Oh, Rob Evans! And Nico Tringale takes out Jose Mills! Gardner's in it too! Oh no! Oh, and there's more wrecking. Gardner's car is destroyed. And they caught Rob Evans, and it changed everything. Jonathan Sorlin just got saved. During pit stops of all things, Gardner's done, Evans is done, TJ Hanley will lead him, and Cole Deaver's in third. They caught him in a very bad spot with a huge amount of momentum. Cole Deaver third. Nate Rogers is 15th. So everyone's catching up here. Ooh, guys, be careful on the brakes here. Don't. Ooh, a little touch here and there. But it looks like everyone should be fine. Oh, maybe not. These guys are flying. Holy crap, slow down. Slow down, dude. Dude, slow down. Oh, they're speeding up. They're fine. They're fine. So Sorlin's up to 21st. Man, Tringale just got into Evans too much. Clipped him up in the mills. Gardner had nowhere to go, and Gardner got slammed. He went for a ride. Shelton. That confirms Evans is out. Tringale, we know, was locked in. And Gardner's going to be the mystery. Let's see who's pitting here. We're coming to 10 to go. If you don't pit and you haven't pit yet, you are setting yourself up for failure. Unless you're a lap down car, it doesn't really matter. Flickinger and William Zach and William have to pit next time by. Same with Arndt. Yep, so everyone's coming down pit road. Patrick Sick already pit. Jose Mills and Jay Jefferson have retired. So Sick was the only driver who had already come down pit road who's still on the lead lap. So with that said, we'll take a look at the wreck, and when we come back, the 20 will restart as your leader. Alright, everybody, this is what has brought out the caution. There you can see the leaders are coming upon Rob Evans, Hanley, Mills, Tringale, Curtis, and others. As the pit stop cycle has just began, Hanley goes high, and then Evans just tries to go low, and Tringale doesn't go low enough, and there's the contact. And then up the track, Mills just gets clipped here. And that puts them all in the wall. And then Evans tries to come back down, and Johnny Gardner has nowhere to go, and he slams in there, Jefferson included. And ooh, Gray gets a piece of this. Now Mills and Tringale don't get hit by anybody else, but Johnny Gardner is not as lucky. See, he's very far ahead here. He slides down the track. William Brock is just going to miss him, but Jessica Shelton has nowhere to go. She slams into him and then gets into Jefferson. And man, all Johnny Gardner can do now is hope that the drivers fighting him in there for points don't win or pass him in the standings. It's going to get dicey here at Pensacola. Let's go some onboards here. We'll do Jose Mills, Johnny Gardner, Rob Evans, and Nico Tringale. Inside the car of Jose Mills, he gets by Evans, and then boom, he gets clipped. There goes the whole field, but there's more contact to the front end of his car. He gets it back going. Ooh, Shelton almost clobbered him. Oh, and then he gets into Evans there, clearly not happy with where Evans put his car on the track. On board with the 84 of Nico Tringale. See a little crack in the throttle there, and then, oh man, he just barely gets into him. Tringale just kind of stops. He doesn't want to come up the track, and he'll end up getting towed from this. On board with Rob Evans, just trying to ride it out, and things go wrong. He's trying to get back down there, and then some people, they're just 3 wide behind him. That's not how you want your race to end. Oh man, and there's Shelton. There's the hit from Mills we saw earlier, and then he gets stuck. On board with Johnny Gardner. You can see this, and then, oh, Evans just comes down too much. He tries to hit the brake, but there's no space. I mean, he's already smoking his curse done, but insult to injury right here. Jessica Shelton out of nowhere nails the 7. Now he's got to hope no one finishes high enough to pass him in the points. He does not want to get eliminated from something like this. Your defending champion. We'll watch the rest of this race from the pit box. Let's take you to the restart. All right, we're back. It's time for the race restart. 7 laps to go. Out of the race, Rob Evans will finish in 37th place, which confirms he'll be eliminated with Ryan Brommer. Shelley 3 down, McIntyre 3 down. Tringale will fall to 36, but he was locked in. Gardner will fall to 35th, I believe. Shelton out of the race, Jefferson, and so is Jose Mills. So Mills should fall to 32nd, and Gardner 35th. So that is 11 points plus the lap led is 12 points for Mills, but he was already out looking in, so he is also eliminated. And Gardner will get, what did I say? 35th. So Gardner is the big mystery here because he had such a great race last week. That is 9 points for him since he led a lap. You had to stand right in my way. Come on. So here's your top 10 rundown. Patrick Sick in the leader. Because we're under 10 to go, lap down cars restart single file. So Ferranti is in front of second place teammate TJ Hanley. Third is Fitzwater. Fourth, Riggleman. Fifth, Miller. Sixth, Quentin Moore. Seventh, Gatlin Downey. Eighth, DJ Curtis. Ninth, Charles Sanford. And 10th is Seth Cole. Nate Rogers is 14th. Deaver 16th. And Sorlin 18th. We have five of them are out. Yeah, because Tringale DNFs too, but it doesn't matter. So coming down to Deaver, Sorlin, and Nate. So as they go green, I'm going to try and figure out the difference here for Johnny Gardner and others. Gardner had 12 points on Sorlin. Sorlin has to finish 13 positions just to tie him, and he'll get the tiebreaker. Nate Rogers is still in the race, and he was coming in. Now Deaver is 13 back on Nate. So Deaver is the big mystery. It's going to come down to either Deaver or Johnny Gardner getting the last spot. Patrick Sick in the lead. Ferranti a lap down, going to make the move to pass. And this is where all those lap down cars that are up to speed are going to make things crazy. Fitzwater dives it 3 wide for the lead. Remember, Gatlin Downey's had the worst season ever. Could he come away with a win at a track like Pensacola? Cole Deaver on the outskirts. He's back there behind Nate Rogers. Nate and Sorlin were already in. Deaver's the one who's got to gain positions. So it comes down to Deaver and Sorlin. Remember, the difference between the two is 17 points. So Deaver's got to get in the top 5 because Sorlin is probably going to finish 19th or something here. Deaver just has to gain as many positions as he can. There's not a lot of time left. We'll hit the line. It'll be 5 to go. We've got 4 wide action going on here in the pack, though. We hit the line. Next yellow would end the race. Are they going to keep it clean and green? They are for now, and Deaver's up here on the bottom, but he's behind Nate Rogers. Andrew Miller leads them at Pensacola in front of team owner and past winner Seth Cole. Sorlin's in this group. It's chaotic, guys. It's chaotic. I tell you what. Deaver's going to get put 4 wide by past race winner Kev Shearer in the summer. Could Shearer sweep it on the super speedway layout? Still got some 4 wide going on. We're coming to the line. It'll be 4 to go. Seth Cole leads the race. Oh, do they keep it clean? It looks like they will for now. Nate Rogers is getting sent to the back. Oh, he's 5 wide. He's 5 wide up there. Seth Cole leads with Shearer on the bumper. They settled it out. Sorlin's just trailing at the back of the field. He doesn't have enough horsepower to make any moves. Kev Shearer looking down low on Seth Cole for the race lead. William Brock's up to 3rd. 3 laps to go at Pensacola. They're dead even at the finish line. Seth Cole without a lot of help. Shearer goes to his inside. Brock in 2nd. Ferranti a lap down. William Flickinger and Zach Flickinger, their laps down. Right now, Deaver nowhere high enough to get what he needs. In fact, Nate Rogers isn't high enough to even pass Sorlin. He needs 5 positions on Sorlin to beat him. So this is going to get interesting. We're coming to 2 to go, and Kev Shearer leads him again at Pensacola. Now, I'll tell you what, if this 6 car wins this race, the one thing I was not expecting for our first 2-time Super Speedway winner was someone who won at the same track twice. Can he get it done? Lap car Alex Ferranti. Fitzwater's the first lead lap car up, coming behind them, but there's some 4 wide action craziness going on. Deaver's trying to get to the bottom. He does just that. Can anyone get a run on Kev Shearer, though? I mean, lap car behind you, perfect position. White flag in the air at Pensacola. Fitzwater makes the move on Ferranti. Patrick Sick follows. Who's going to get the win here tonight? Here comes Fitzwater. Charles Sanford 4th in line on the bottom. Deaver's down there on the bottom too. Sick makes the move on Fitzwater. Sanford will follow, but Shearer's the one in the lead. Patrick Sick got enough of a boost to make a move on Kev Shearer, and he's got a huge surge of momentum. Checkered flag waving, and Patrick Sick will win at Pensacola. The streak continues. Another new Super Speedway winner. Wow. Nate Rogers did not pass Jonathan Sorlin in the points. He finished 1 position ahead of him. Deaver finishes in 7th place. Was it enough? Deaver entered the race 13 points behind Nate Rogers. And the verdict is it's a 13 place position difference. However, the difference from 10th to 11th is 2 points. That gives Deaver an extra point since he's up in 7th. So Deaver gets 14 more points than Nate Rogers, and he will beat Nate Rogers by a point for the 4th place position in the Final 4. Holy goodness gracious. It doesn't get much closer than that. Everything's official now, my gosh. I don't know if I already took photos. If I did, I'll just delete the other repeats. Wow, what a race. Patrick Sick is our ninth different winner on the season. Or, oh, I'm sorry, ninth first-time winner on the season. It's been quite the year for rookies and sophomore drivers and those who have not won races yet in their career. But it came down to one position for Nate Rogers. I mean, well, actually, both drivers had 2 wins, so it would have fallen to top fives. If Nate Rogers had beat Andrew Miller to the line, which you can see the difference is 9/1000ths, Nate Rogers would be in the final 4. He would have the tiebreaker for top fives over Cole Deaver. And Deaver beat Mendez by 8/1000ths. Wow. What a race. I thought Kev Shearer had that thing won. Let's go through the top 10. Sick in the win. Sanford second, Shearer third, Marty Johnson fourth, Fitzwater fifth, Gray sixth, Deaver seventh, Mendez eighth, Riggleman ninth, and Gatlin Downey will finish in 10th. So now let me just make sure. Gardner finished in 35th. So that's 14 for Sorlin, 15 for Nate. Wow. So to make things even more interesting, so Gardner led a lap. That gave him 13 points over Sorlin. Sorlin passes Gardner in the points by a point. And then Nate Rogers, who was 4 more points back, he was 16 back from Gardner, 17 with the lap led. Nate ends up 2 points short of Gardner. So I'm going to look at the points, and something tells me Gardner and Deaver had the same points because that is nuts. So unofficially, your final 4 in 2019 are Nico Tringale, Jonathan Zorlin, Johnny Gardner, and Cole Deaver, which is 3 of my final 4 I predicted in the beginning of the season. And no, guys, it is not rigged. It's Pensacola. You can't rig Pensacola. Oh, man. And I don't rig races anyways. So, wow, that is it for me from Pensacola. I'll see you guys next week for the Texas Final Four finales on the year.